So welcome to yet another Adrenalin Shot, your short, sharp injection of valuable and today inspirational information. My guest today is Emily Gowor, and Emily is an inspirational international icon for writing and human greatness. An author, professional speaker and entrepreneur, Emily is the founder of Gowor International Publishing, an Australian-based company delivering book publishing services. And she's the creator of the revolutionary tool in human potential, the inspiration formula. And I'm very keen to find out more about that, Emily, when we start talking. Devoted to seeing people find and fulfill upon their greatest aspirations, Emily harnessed her love of human psychology at an early age to build a profound and thriving career, bringing writing and inspiration to the world. Now, Emily's published 8 books so far, and no doubt there's another one in there as well, I'm absolutely sure. You've produced a multiple award-winning blog called Life Travels in 2010 and 11, attracting absolutely thousands of readers. And you've had an opportunity, I can see, to work with Dr. John DeMartini on his international best-selling book, Inspired Destiny. And fantastic, you got to share the stage with Dr. Martini in Melbourne at the launch of your global philanthropic project, The Inspiration Bible. So welcome today, Emily. I'm so pleased to have you on the call.
Thank you.
Now, that's a really big, long list for someone who hasn't even turned 30 yet. Tell me a little bit.
That's happening at the end of the year.
It's happening at the end of the year? Yeah, it happens to the best of us, don't worry.
I know.
Tell us a bit about how you got where you've got, publishing 8 books, doing all that you've done, and you're only going to turn 30 at the end of the year.
Yeah, so I followed the yellow brick road, and to me the yellow brick road is inspiration. So I was extremely depressed at age 19. I dropped out of uni even though I was doing quite well. I dropped out because my head and heart went in 2 different directions, and the next year and a half were a journey of me really finding my inspiration. So I had about 8 months of depression. I had suicidal moments where I thought, I don't want to do this anymore. But the thing that kept me going and I chose to live instead of take my own life was that I felt like there was so much inside me, and everything has unfolded from that. The moment I made that commitment to live and to live extraordinary, everything unfolded. I discovered I loved writing, then I got to write for people, then I got to write for DeMartini, then I got to publish my own books, and then that led to coaching, which led to publishing. So it's just been a journey of it unfolds, I think, once you tap into that flow of inspiration.
What do you write about, Emily?
I have a lot of preferred topics, but the biggest one is all about inspiration and vision. So when you're inspired, you then connect into a purpose slipstream, if you will, and it gives you that glimpse of destiny, and suddenly you see vision. And this is ultimately what I care about most, because you can't achieve, like people say, how do you achieve so much? I'm like, well, I followed my inspiration, because then everything came from that. The vision for a new book, the vision for programs, the vision for other people's lives, everything comes out of that. If I'm uninspired, my life stops flowing. And if I'm inspired, everything opens up. And so I follow that. It's like a religion for me. So
what do you find inspiring?
What do I find inspiring? Quite a lot of things. There's certain combinations of elements that inspire me, like city lights. There's little things like city lights. Of course, I like my fashion too. So those things inspire me, and I think it's important to have them. But ultimately, human greatness. So when I walk down the street and I see people uninspired and not doing what they love, and even when I was 16, 17, I used to think, I wonder how many people go to sleep at night crying because they're not doing what they love and they don't like their life. So ultimately, I love the story of adversity, where someone has been through something that makes your stomach turn and they come out the other side. That always inspires me. And also getting really connected to this greater order and this perfection that we're a part of in the world.
Where do you, it upsets me as well, and I see it in a leadership space, where people just turn up at work every day. They don't really want to be there, but there's nothing in their lives that drives them. Where would you say that people find that inspiration? Like, if you were to help someone immediately and say, this is a place you could go looking, how would you help someone connect to their inspiration?
Yeah. So this is why I created the inspiration formula, which you mentioned earlier. So is a interview process to help someone to connect with what's truly important. And it's a study of self. So in many ways, it's understanding who you are, and only from that point can you understand and find what truly inspires you. And so it's a massive amount about mindfulness and self-awareness of tuning in to how you feel when you do certain things, how you feel when you're in certain environments, and you start to collect the pieces and you thread them together. And so, I mean, the inspiration formula was designed to help people to take that inward journey so that they can then pull the pieces together, because that inspiration is not actually out there in the world. Even though I like city lights, it's actually not the city lights that inspire me. It's that's what they trigger in me. That's my inspiration. So it's really a study of self and a study of how you interact with life, and an observation so that you can start to draw conclusions about what that is.
Yeah. I agree with you. I think that all too often we just get into that mediocre, show up, just do what we have to do, and we don't realize perhaps until something happens to us that life's really, really short.
Yes.
And as you say, I mean, I think there's lots of people that go through a stage of depression of some kind. I mean, listening to you speak just then reminded me that when I was at university, I did exactly the same thing, dropped out, just got completely overwhelmed, had to go on to antidepressants because it was just too much for me, if you like, and discovered that I got a job in the travel industry, and that was such a passion of mine, and that led to leading people, which became another passion of mine, if you like. But it is sad when people can't find that inspiration in their lives, if you like. So what does the future hold? What's next?
So what's next? So I do love to help people share their message with the world. So people who are already tuning into that inspiration, I'm very inspired by coaching and assisting them to bring that message out in the piece of books. But in terms of the Clark Kent, that's like the Clark Kent is like really assisting people in that process. But my longer term vision, and what I really genuinely care about, is bringing inspiration to the world. So my longer term vision will involve a very big, very large global project in terms of helping people share messages of inspiration with the world. So in the long term future, that's where we're going.
Okay, so how are you going to do that? What's the first step?
Oh, yeah, I love how interviews draw out things that I wasn't planning on sharing. I was like, how do I share this without sharing it? So I am in the coming few years going to found a project called the Global Inspiration Project. So it is designed to be a movement that can involve the man on the street or the woman on the street to be a part of this project, because I look out at the world and I see that the world needs inspiration, and I see that people need messages of inspiration to start leading them back to who they are and to find out what's meaningful for them. And so we're going to initiate another massive global movement similar to my contributor project that I did. That was a contributor book, similar but different form. So bringing those stories of adversity out, I mean, that was a huge movement. We touched thousands of people, but I want to create something that is not necessarily centered around a book. So something very big coming, that the vision I've just revisited that enormously over the weekend, and we'll be sharing that. And of course I'm itching, I want to get that done tomorrow, but it's just, that's what's going to be unfolding. I have the rest of my life to do it. So it's just, but life is precious. So this is definitely something that the future is holding for me, and because it's what I love to do. Everyone has a message. You know this, you interview people all the time. So everyone has a message, and so many people have something to share, something of value. So this is taking form at the moment. What this is going to actually look like, it's super exciting and very inspiring to me, because the world is also quite an isolated, lonely place, even though we're more connected than ever. People are feeling a little bit disconnected, and I just think that real connection, people crave that. And I've seen what can happen when people come together and get that connection fulfilled. Everything moves from there, including the businesses as well. So that's really what I genuinely care about, because I believe it's every human being's birthright to be inspired.
Agree. Wow. Well, what an inspiring way for me to start the morning. Thank you so much, Emily.
You're welcome.
Really enjoyed speaking with you, and we look forward to seeing what comes next. I'm sure there'll be a whole lot of people that will start following that and see what it's going to look like. So thank you.
Definitely.
For this morning.
You're welcome.